Today I'm going to talk about certification. So this topic is going to be very beneficial for those who are enthusiastic to become a trainer, and some can be already be a trainer and have yet to get yourself a certification. And as a former certification educator, so today I'm going to share my view with you about certification. So first of all, people need to understand that what is the purpose of getting yourself certified? Why personal trainer needs to get certification? So first of all, understand the purpose. So the main purpose of certification is simply protect public from harm. Just like why doctors need to go through their education in the university and of course pass many of the exams along with internship, okay, housemanship and all that before they can actually practice as a doctor. Okay, now sub-purpose of certification is basically they provide essential knowledge for you to work as a PT. They give you the skills, they give you the knowledge, okay, the fundamentals, the foundation of uh, what a PT should know, okay, before you can actually start teaching people, right? So it's just like most profession out there, most of the job require you to have a minimum requirement like a proper education and skills, okay? Just like any job, okay, you need a basic knowledge. So the more complex the job or the task is, the more information that you need to gather before you are being assigned to do the task. So as personal trainer is no difference, okay? Being a coach, you need to know basic knowledge about training, human physiology, okay? And also how do you communicate with your clients. And certification is only, most of the certification courses is only, they only give you the cert if you pass the exam, okay? Of course, people say that, well, all these exams are just exam, you can just be book smart, blah, 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 and all that. Yes, personal training job is a very practical job, but that doesn't mean that exam is not required, okay? Basically, exam is just a way to test if you fulfill the requirement based on the understanding toward the subject matters and see if you are able to apply, okay? Because you can study the book, okay? You can tell people that you study the book, but how much do you understand, okay? The exam is a way for people to get evidence on how much you understand things. Just like going to college, okay? You can attend classes and claim that you understand certain concepts, okay? But the exam serves as a evidence, like I said, to tell people that whether if you fulfill the minimum understanding towards the subject, as simple as that, okay? Of course, different certification by different organization, they have different types of or a different approach to examination. Some is like open book tests, okay? Some is those that are more strict, where you have to go to the exam center, you sit in front of a computer, and you can't actually refer to any books, okay? Now, get to the second question here is that, do you need to get certified to work as a trainer? As I said earlier, the purpose is to protect public from harm, okay? So the key thing here is that if you want to be a personal trainer, you must be asking, do I really need to get myself certified in Malaysia? Unfortunately, you actually don't have to be certified to be a trainer in Malaysia because there's no governing body that requires that, okay? Maybe the government doesn't see that this profession is something serious, or it doesn't even recognize it as a job, okay? Because usually people do personal training as a part-time or anything. So there's no governing body to tell you that, okay, if you guys want to become a professional, fitness professionals, you need to be going through, you need to follow some laws and regulation. There's certain things you can't do. There are certain requirements you must meet, okay? And that's the problem. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, you don't have to do that. Okay, so that's why there's a big problem in the industry, which any Tom, Dick, and Harry can be a personal trainer. For example, people who has just successfully transformed themselves from being overweight into having six packs. They start to sell their service that, you see, I can change myself. Definitely, I can change you. So this is one way of marketing. But when it comes to personal training, it's not about, you don't just prove to people that you can change yourself. It's about helping other people to change. Okay, so it's not as simple as people thought. Okay, now we know that what is the purpose of certification, and we know that you actually don't need a certificate. So you do it if for those who have done certification courses and get themselves certified. I think that is because out of uh, conscientiousness, or maybe they just want to be ethical. Okay, but don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that those who didn't means they are unethical. Okay. Now, third question is, does certification makes you better? Okay, because usually people think that after I get a cert, I am way much better than people who has no cert. Therefore, I'm going to charge you more. Okay. Now, back to the question here, does it make you better? The answer is also unfortunately no. People tend to think that trainers with certs, there's a lot of certs in their profile, means they are a better trainer. Okay, but also at the same time, people do argue that people with certs are also useless because there are many certified trainers out there are still doing dumb shit. Okay, you see, there are two types of people and two types of perspective. Okay, but let's go back to certification. Okay, certification, or the process of getting yourself certified, you are required to study and all that, and it gives you basic knowledge. Okay, and of course the main purpose giving you that knowledge, the main purpose is to make sure that you do the right thing or the safest thing so that you can save the public from harm. Okay, now, like, people like to argue that people with cert is useless because they are still doing stupid things. And of course, some, like I say earlier, on the other hand, people think that people with certs, they are a lot better. They should price themselves more. I want to use this analogy, okay? Just like driving license, okay? Good thing is that Malaysia government, I'm sure that government around the world states that you actually need to have a valid driving license to be able to drive in the public. But in personal training industry, no. Like I said, in Malaysia, there's no governing body. But let's take the same concept and apply it, okay? Just like driving license. Everyone driving on the road require a driving license because they are asked to. It's a requirement, right? And I assume that all drivers have it. But why are there still dumb drivers? Okay, there are still reckless drivers. There are still people that can't actually really park their car properly. They don't even know how to function certain things in their car, and some don't even follow the road signs and the rules. Okay, breaking all the laws. And if we are using the same analogy, right? Why driving licensing process is still being a requirement? Okay, why not we make driving licensing process redundant, because they are still stupid drivers? It's just the same. Like, I don't want you all trainers don't need to take cert, because take cert already still stupid. Okay, it's the same thing. Like, why you take driving license? You're still breaking the laws. There's no point. Okay, but the factors of having a license is about you know, basically, if you pass, it means that you understand traffic laws and you have the skill to maneuver your vehicle properly. Okay, therefore you can protect public from harm. All right, so now you understand, right? So there's no, you can't use the argument that the statement is invalid where people have cert still stupid, because there are a lot of people who has a degree but when they are asked to do their job, for example, you have a finance or accounting degree, okay, some people who are hired as an accountant, they still don't do well in accounting, okay, they still make mistakes and all that. Same thing like trainers, we are all humans, right? Now, lead to the next one. Quite a popular argument that people do. They argue that you don't need a cert, okay, because experience is more important than certs, okay. But I want people to look at things in a not dichotomous view, yes or no, black and white, okay, because the answer to this question, there will not be a dichotomous kind of answer, okay, because experience and certs are two different things. You can't say experience more important, certs are less important, okay. Just like if you want to work in a restaurant, okay, you want to be a chef. Usually people who wants to fare well, they learn and practice all those skills in a culinary school, okay. Yeah, because you are required to show that, oh, actually I can cook. If you are just cooking at home for yourself, doesn't matter, experience is more important. But you don't need a cert to cook at home. But now, fitness professional, you want to do this as a job. Therefore, experience and cert are two different things, okay. Yes, experience definitely make you a better trainer, provided you apply the right knowledge, okay. As you practice, you get better. It's just like a 10-year experience personal trainer, and compared to people who are 0 year, or maybe they just graduated from their certification course. Of course, you might want to learn from people who are experienced, but I'm not saying that you have to totally avoid all these newbies, right? But like I said, experience makes you a better trainer, but you need knowledge as a precursor to experience. If you do not have a basic knowledge, okay, how do you actually even start to work and to accumulate experience, okay? Because by practicing what you know, the what you know means knowledge and information for years, makes you an experienced, sorry, not inexperienced, make you an experienced trainer. But now you have several factors to be concerned with. Number one, knowledge, like I said, is a precursor to experience, right? Now, the factor that you have to be concerned is source of knowledge. Where do you get the knowledge from? And number two, who did you practice on to claim yourself as experienced trainer? Okay, so of course, source of knowledge, which people will learn from a proper academy or the organization that offer the certification. For example, in Malaysia, you know that we have the famous two, FITM and also PFC Studio. And maybe there are some that I don't know, so I just can't name them because I don't know. These are registered schools that they are academy, or you can even do your certification through online, like directly to with ACE, NASM, okay, NSCA. Okay, of course you have other certification for nutrition like precision nutrition. They are quite renowned and reputable. Those are legit source of knowledge. Of course, those are for certification, but of course there are many types of knowledge that you can get, and from who. For example, people can learn from Instagram, okay. um, so people can definitely learn from Instagram, and there are many famous scientists and athletes, okay. They are very active on social media where they share a lot of things which are quite legit, okay, and YouTube, okay. So those are source of knowledge, okay. But who did you practice on? If you're saying that you only train yourself and maybe one or two person in 10 years, you can't say yourself as experienced, okay. Because basically experience you practice on many case studies. It makes you so good in handling different cases, therefore you are experience. Okay, but before we look into source of knowledge and all that, maybe you need to know that what are the content in certification courses. So regardless what cert, what organization, because people always ask that is ACE better? I think NASM better, because they don't know how they market themselves, make it seems better. And of course, at the same time, they say certain certs are better and better. Okay, before you get yourself into all that, right? All certification courses which are accredited, right? They should have similar or standardized content. Just like you go to university, okay, you want to become an accountant, university A and B, they should teach you quite similar things. So when you are graduated, you have that minimum, the foundation skills that you can function as an accountant. Okay, as simple as that. Same thing, personal trainer is the same. Okay, personal training courses should have a standardized content. So what are the syllabus like? The syllabus should include basic science of physiology and exercise. Basically, you learn all the biological stuff, okay, human anatomy. And then you also learn about psychology of coaching, okay, because you need to learn how to interact with clients. Okay, dealing with people is all about psychology. You can score all 100% for physiology, doesn't make you a better trainer, okay, because you need to deal with people, so you need psychology of coaching. So there are some stuff about that subject in the course, okay, and you also learn about programming, okay, what are the factors or elements of programming, okay, sets, reps, and how do you actually help people to go through weight loss, grow muscle, and all that. And then of course modification of programming. So modification is more like when you deal with special population, okay, you need that. How about assessment? Okay, assessment is one important part in the standardized content, because in certification course you will learn assessment, different types of assessment: health assessment, physical assessment, psychological assessment. Not to determine whether you are crazy or not. It's more like understand your goals, how do you interact and help your clients to achieve their goal. Okay, all these assessments are important because assessment gives you information, like very individualistic kind of information about that particular client. So therefore, after you learn that, you can modify some of the programming and therefore makes it personalized. If you do not do any assessment, you can't call the program as personalized program, because you don't know anything about your clients. All right. So assessment is to help you to know your clients. Okay. So these are common syllabus. Now, we all know that the main purpose is protect public from harm. And basically, coaching has nothing to do with your appearance. Okay. Of course, it gives you some plus point, right? But we want people to understand, the public to understand, that in terms of certification, in terms of hiring a trainer, right, appearance is one thing, okay, but the coaching skill and understanding towards subject is more important than the appearance. For example, if you want to send your kids or yourself, you want to attend some tuition class, if the teacher is good looking, of course, makes you more motivated, want to go to the class. But if the teacher doesn't know how to teach, doesn't know how to deliver knowledge to you, after a semester, you're like, what the hell just happened? Right? Did I learn anything? No, I just focus on the good looking teacher. So it's the same thing. Personal training is the same. Of course, when it comes to fitness industry, it's quite superficial, where or you have six pack, you're good. Okay. But that doesn't mean that coaches that don't have six pack means they're shit. Look at most of the Olympic coaches. They are retired athletes. They don't need to have six pack. Of course, they have proper coaching certification, and they can still deliver by making their athletes winning medals, trophies, and all that. So the point here is whether can we help our clients to achieve their goals. So appearance is actually not the most important thing. and make sure that your experience, right? You want to claim yourself experience. Make sure that the experience is not about uh, coaching yourself. Okay, if you are successfully training yourself, it's good to have that, but you cannot serve that as experience. So a tip for you, okay, if you found someone who has successfully helped themselves and insists that certs is not important because he has experience, there is a very big red flag. Okay, now if someone claims that they have knowledge but learn from YouTube, okay, can be also a red flag, because we can never know to what extent the person understands certain concepts. So for example, like a video like this, right? People watch it one time, they will misunderstand me maybe a few times. Okay, but good thing there's no exam after this video, right? So whatever you absorb, you absorb. Same thing, you can watch another person who is a fitness coach share with you scientific stuff about how do you actually train your clients. You can absorb maybe 20%, but are you sure that you actually grasp the whole concept? And not only that, on IG definitely or YouTube, you can get really, really good information. Okay, such as this video is good, right? Okay, but sometimes it's too shallow, okay, for you to claim it as a good source of information, because what I share is based on this point of view. Okay, there's many other points of view. Okay, so you can't just listen to one person talking and then you claim that you know everything, which is very dangerous. Okay, and don't forget, people who actually create content for you, for example, those very famous scientists on Instagram like BioLane, Dr. Mike Strattel, Brett Contreras, Eric Helms, all these people share really good information. Okay, sometimes I learn stuff from them, but all these people also spend years, even decades, in learning and mastering their craft and teach you online. Okay, so what makes you think that you don't actually really need to go to the academy or the school to properly learn? Okay, so anyway, the summary is the cert is very essential to make the industry better. We can actually regulate the industry a lot better so that people won't get scammed. Okay, because basically everybody needs to have cert, but understand that having a cert may not necessarily make you a better trainer. Like I said, not all drivers are good drivers even they have driving license. Now, trainers actually become better through a proper mindset, not based on certificate. It's basically they have a good mindset. The objective of them learning and coaching is very important, and also years of practice based on credible source of knowledge. And yes, there are plenty of certified trainers are still dickheads, and there are also plenty of self-proclaimed expert that never get certs also, right? So cert or no cert doesn't make a person a dickhead, okay? But their character do, okay? And that's my summary. And remember this: you can have a degree but still be an idiot. So don't uh, associate, right, having a cert is still bad trainers, because they are all different things. And I hope that this video makes you reconsider your choices. Okay, so you have any question, you just put it in the comment section, give it a like, share the video to whoever you think that will be beneficial from this video. Thank you.